Yo, what's up guys, welcome back to a new Zark support. Let's take a look, it's up on Yugioh, so let's try it out. I think the build is pretty straightforward. Your start basis, I guess, or the basic, skeleton, I guess, for the deck is, I feel a full galore of your Supreme King cards, as you saw a couple of moments ago, and then because of the new, Supreme Gate Magician, it's a Magician Pendulum monster, so I feel that you can definitely combine them with the OG, Pendulum Magicians. And I'm looking at other stuff like Duelist Alliance, Pendulum Call, the Pendulum Graph Spell and Trap might definitely be main deckable as well, but it is what it is, right? So the extra deck is really tight, and that's where I'm not playing the new Zark, I'm playing the OG Zark, because you probably already saw all the cards, right? The OG Zark could pop, like all of your opponent's monsters or cards, basically, when you summon it with a new trap card, and that new Zark trap is searchable by this new, Supreme King Gate Magician. And like this end board is, I guess, the end board you're working towards too. You have that, or at least that new magician on field, because you need that to be tributed for the new trap, your Zark trap, because that kind of cheats out your Zark by banishing the materials from your extra deck or whatever, or even your graveyard as well. And then you can pop your opponent's entire board basically. So Zark hits the field, all of the monsters are gone, and then double Omni negation with Vortex and Boral Savage. Plus, this is where, Light Worm comes into play. It's also one of the new ones. It has the capability that as soon as your opponent or as a monster is special summoned, it includes you as well, you can special summon it from your scale, and then yada yada, get a surge, get something back, plus synchro summon during your opponent's turn. And that's where, the Supreme King synchro comes into play. Again, also one of the OG ones, level 8 to Raigeki your opponent's board. So it's basically double Omni negation and then double pop, double like a Butler, from whatchamacallit, Prank Kids, right? Very similar to that strategy. Plus a potential Appaloosa as well. And the scary part is that if you're going first, this new support, I guess, makes Pendulums much more consistent. And imagine them getting back Electromite for the TCG will definitely make the deck a meta contender. Big problem though is still going second, but obviously it needs more testing. Depends also of for the format or from the format or of the format. You could definitely adjust your main deck, I guess, for that. And that is because of this new support. You have multiple 2-card combos that could lead to a superb setup, and that I feel could open up more flex spots in the main deck, like talents and stuff like that. So here, like double Omni negation, double Raigeki because of this, and make sure you have another Dark on your side of the field. Well, I guess you can change attribute, but it is what it is. Dark Worm is indeed needed here for the Supreme King one, and okay, that's the thing, yeah. I added in Pendulum Call as well, and some form of an engine of Pendulum Magicians. Question now is that, does the deck need it? Maybe yes. I guess you're already playing so many ways to search this new Supreme King Gate Magician. Dark Worm, and like the Foolish Burial cards, etc. Revolution Dragon, discard search, Dark, etc. So you have so many ways to search that card. Like, is it really needed to add in Wisdom Eye Magician and stuff like that? Maybe. I need to test more. I was running this card, and that brings me with like the few cards that I'm not running at the moment, and the final deck list, I guess, is Pendulum Evolution. Pendulum Evolution is a continuous spell that, you can reveal any pendulum, send it back to the deck to search basically either the new, Pendulum Magician, the Supreme Gate one, or Astrograph Sorcerer. So it kind of searches your run of Astrograph Sorcerer, which could be cool. Plus, and that's where I guess this new continuous spell could come into play, together with, let's say, the new Zark as well, or Zark in general. As soon as you, and that works during both players' turns, you special summon, a face-down Pendulum monster from your extra deck to your side of the field. You can immediately, after that, for example, Pendulum summon another time. So it's basically a card that lets you Pendulum summon twice, and Pendulum summon during your opponent's turn. So that's a cool gimmick. That's something that I, could see myself keep, or might want to keep the card in the main deck, but I'm not so sure about that. But the fact that if you're going first, if you happen to draw it, or are able to search it out, It might actually be worth it, simply because, again, like this new support, it gives the deck multiple 2-card combos that lead to, you know, superb boards, that leave some, again, some flex spots for, you know, some extenders, some cute openings, some cheesy cards, and that's, you know, where Pendulum Evolution maybe could come into play. So going second here, I mean, let's face it, this opening, I'm not so sure, like, most decks probably would lose against this particular opening. Like full engine, and that's where I guess Pendulum, yeah, okay, Pendulum Call is in the main deck next to Duelist Alliance. I mean, Pendulum Call with Dark Worm is a superb, you know, 2-card interaction. Problem though, and that's always the dilemma if you're main decking Pendulum Call, it blocks your Pendulum effects. I mean, not the Pendulum effects, but the destruction effects. From Wisdom Eye, for example, and the new one also has destruction effects. So then again, it's, you know, it could search harmonizing, etc. So it could, I mean, destruction is not really too relevant nowadays. Most cards like Smashers, etc. banish, or Unicorn bounces. So, you know, prevent them from being destroyed isn't really too relevant anymore in today's format. But I mean, Pendulum Call, I guess it's searchable. It's a 2, for now a 2 of. I think 3 is a bit too much. I don't know, but I could see myself, you know, keep it in the main deck. So again, going first, the deck has the capability to play through multiple hand traps. That's the thing. The thing now here is that Nibiru is still a card, and before, you know, you had stuff like Helgi Firebreaks that you could put up like an early Appaloosa before your Pendulum summon. That's something that I might, you know, could see myself work towards, to see how I can easily maybe go for Appaloosa first and then the Pendulum summon. We'll see, right? Especially because of Beyond the Pendulum, right? Imagine again, Electromite? Ooh, that would be sweet, but I'm not so sure about that. So again, basically the same opening moves as we've seen before. Selene, you know, very conveniently, the new Pendulum Magician is also a spellcaster, so, you know, Selene can reborn it because you want that on your side of the field for the new Zark trap. The one of first Omnication has been activated, being Vortex. The Savage is still there, was activated. Another field spell, that's fine. Appaloosa is still there, and the fact that you know, you can use double pop during the battle phase, even still, it protects your Appaloosa, so that's so disgusting. So disgusting. But sweet at the same time, right? So Unicorn is getting negated, and one of the Karshira cards, again, in hand, also getting negated. I mean, oh, okay, yeah. I'm playing the Pendulum Graph spell and trap as well. A bit iffy. As you saw, like here at this point, I didn't have any targets on field to, you know, use the Pendulum Graph trap. I mean, I had the Pendulum Magician, but, you know, you're tributing it away for the Zark fusion. So, then again, if you have like a dead Pendulum Magician in your hand, you can just activate it, use the Pendulum Graph trap. Plus the trap hits potential floodgates, so plus it's searchable. So yeah, maybe just play one off might seem fine. Especially again, it might be searchable because of your Pendulum Magicians. And again, with Electromite, it would become, you know, so much easier to search your Pendulum Graph spell and or trap. So last example, going second, again, this board seems kinda dangerous, but kinda weak at the same time, right? Like the Ibli, I can just crash and I can continue my place. So discard Revolution, search Dark Worm, you know, get rid of the Ibli first, and see what I can do. Duelist Alliance is there to potentially search Pendulum Call. I guess Pendulum Call. Ash Blossom indeed prevents the search, so, you know, just use Wisdom Eye, try to get another search. Here, the fact that that Pendulum Graph spell, you know, forces out, or I guess forces out, yeah, the Smashers, I guess helps out. You definitely want to maybe keep Smashers for, whatchamacallit, the Link 2, right? Then again, Eclipse is there, but I mean, with Eclipse, you're giving your opponent 3 draws, so especially with that weak board there, that's not really too, you know, convenient, right? So here I can just take up the game. So use, what is the Wisdom Eye? Oh, the fact that they got another Searcher, a Rota as well, makes things much more consistent. So I'm really eager to try out maybe less Pendulum cards. Might sound strange, right, for a Pendulum deck? Maybe less Pendulum monsters, less Pendulum Magicians, maybe more hand traps. I'm looking at Droll, you know, more impactful hand traps, Droll Ash. Maybe just main deck evenly matched in case you're going second. I guess, you know, side deck is still there for tournaments, so But again, like, suggestions are definitely welcome. Like, the Pendulum, I'm close to, you know, again, put the Pendulum evolution back in the main deck with the new Zark. Again, it's so easy to get that new Zark on field. And that's, you know, a Pendulum monster that was face down in the extra deck to trigger Pendulum evolution. So I really want to make that card work. Because now I feel it might just be a win more card. That Pendulum evolution, the continuous spell. So it is what it is. Okay, guys, that's it. Thanks for watching. Feel free to leave a card or like if you enjoyed the video. Medium signing out. Peace.